Hello and welcome to my vlog. I am on day 4 of my 90-day video challenge, and today's topic is soulmates. So, what is my take on soulmates? I have kind of a different take on soulmates, and it's definitely transformed over time. I do believe in soulmates. However, I do not believe in them the way most people believe in them. So I don't think I remember reading one time about I'm not going to get into this whole thing, but there's like twin flames and like all this other stuff, and I kind of like think it's really pretty, but I don't really believe in it. I wish I did. Maybe if you can convince me, I will believe in it, but I kind of believe that we have lots of soulmates, that there are definitely people that our soul has kind of some connection that I really cannot say that I even can pretend to understand, and is way beyond my scope of competence or scope of understanding. And I admit that I can't even know how it is that we resonate. It's almost like we're cut from the same stone. We're just like so compatible. And I have friends that are like that, and I have a father that I feel like is like that I resonate on a soul level with, and I have teachers that I resonate with like that. And I've definitely had lovers and or boyfriends or partners that I've resonated with like that. I resonate with my son that way. And I think that everyone definitely has lots of soulmates, and we all have that. And I think that it would be really beautiful to have a partner that is a soulmate, for sure. And I think most people, that's what we want. And I also think that our soul kind of, uh, I don't know if it's that we change and sometimes we grow apart from our soulmates, whether they be friendships or otherwise, but I think that both will often recognize that it's time to divide and split ways, and can often do so with some sort of deep inner peace and inner knowing. And I remember one of the books that I love on this subject is called Soulmates by Thomas More, who is an amazing author. If you haven't read any of his works, he's someone I read way before ever getting into depth psychology, and then he happens to be one of the authors that we are often asked to read for school in depth psychology. And he talks about soul and depth in relationships, in any relationship, and bringing the soulmate aspect to any relationship. And I resonate with that. It's about getting to know people, not just on a surface level and not just connecting on a surface level, but how do you bring depth. I remember one example was like writing someone a letter. We've kind of lost the art of writing letters, and I completely agree with this. I actually have been taken to writing thank you notes again, and thank you letters, and just for things that I'm still like sitting with gratitude. I'm just thinking about like how much I love this person for having done something, and then I think, you know what, I should let them know. But it seems like an obvious thing, but in today's email and texting, it's like I sit down and I write them a letter or a card, and it's made all the difference. But I'm curious how you experience soulmate relationships. I'd really love to know about that, and what you think about them, and what you think is the deal on soulmates. Yeah, and then one other thing that I remember having studied was that I took this one class that explained that on this plane of existence, we just as humans weren't ready for soulmates. I'm not going to get too in deep about that, but um, and I felt really sad for a long time. Like it made well, I felt really sad about that for a long time, and I felt betrayed by the universe. Like, I felt like, what? Like, I'm not going to meet my soulmate? But as my life has gone on and I'm now in my 30s and experiencing life has been really rich in spite of not having one soulmate. And sometimes I envy people who have that, but um, yeah, I'd like to hear about your experience, and I definitely am open to changing my mind about it. But I don't think that it takes away from my experience in life not to believe in one soulmate. Like and I think that it would be really hard to believe that, because what if something happens, or like what do you say to someone whose partner dies or loses uh, or is lost in some other way? Like, what a sad thing. And yeah, I think there's room for many beliefs in this arena, and I'd love to hear yours. Till next time, without any definitive answers, Tanya, Day 4 Video Blog Challenge.